The San Juan Basin in northwest New Mexico is a region of extremes. Between the bone-chilling winters and summer days that hit triple digits, the area sees less than 9 inches of rain a year. It is a landscape defined by scarcity. Yet rising from this arid canyon floor are the remnants of some of the most massive structures in North America. These great houses, characterized by sweeping D-shaped layouts, stood as the continent's largest and most complex buildings until the late 1800s. To build this high, the Ancestral Puebloans developed a technique called core and veneer masonry. By packing a rubble core between meticulously cut flat stone facing, they engineered load-bearing walls strong enough to support buildings up to 5 stories tall. The roofs and floors of these massive rooms required structural timber, but the canyon was practically treeless. Builders hiked to mountain ranges over 50 miles away, felled huge trees, and dragged them back by hand, without the help of beasts of burden or wheels. They hauled over 200,000 logs this way. Looking at the sheer scale of the architecture, early researchers assumed they had uncovered a densely populated metropolis. Initial estimates suggested up to 10,000 people lived shoulder to shoulder inside the canyon walls. Expending that much generational effort in a marginal desert suggests a massive permanent labor force that needed reliable housing and infrastructure. For decades, Chaco Canyon was seen as a booming ancient city. But modern forensic work has largely dismantled the metropolis theory. Despite having the physical room to house tens of thousands, evidence suggests the permanent population of Chaco Canyon was likely closer to 1,200. Look at the internal layout of the rooms. In a pre-industrial home, survival depends on a hearth for warmth and cooking. Yet inside these sprawling complexes, hearths are surprisingly rare. Furthermore, the vast majority of the interior rooms had zero access to natural sunlight, making them nearly impossible to live in. Then there is the issue of waste. 10,000 people living in one place for hundreds of years leave behind mountains of debris. But at Chaco, archaeologists found very few large trash middens. Finally, there are the dead. In over a century of excavation across the canyon floor, researchers have uncovered only about 700 burials. That number is too low to account for a major city occupied for centuries. Chaco Canyon was not a residential city. It was a landscape of monumental, empty structures. This forces us to look past housing and ask why a society would expend such immense energy to build a ghost town. If the buildings weren't for living, their purpose likely lay in the sky. Chaco appears to have functioned as a ceremonial and political hub, with architecture synchronized to the movements of the cosmos. High atop Fajada Butte, a rock formation rising out of the desert, researchers discovered proof of advanced astronomy. A sophisticated rock art arrangement near the summit captures specific slivers of light, known as the sun dagger, at the exact moment of the summer and winter solstices. This architectural diagram shows how that celestial tracking was scaled up to the buildings themselves. The primary axes of major great houses align perfectly with the cardinal directions, capturing the solstices, equinoxes, and the extremes of the 18.6-year lunar standstill. Aligning a massive stone structure to an 18.6-year lunar cycle requires extreme patience. It means tracking moon rises for nearly 2 decades, recording the data, and passing that precise geometric knowledge down to the next generation of builders before the first stone is laid. The canyon effectively functioned as a physical manifestation of the calendar, a machine engineered to track time and the shifting seasons through stone. To support this ceremonial site, the Chacoans constructed an intricate regional network spanning the San Juan Basin, tied together by over-engineered infrastructure. They carved out a system of roads, some 30 feet wide, stretching across the desert. These roads rarely curve to accommodate the terrain. They run in straight lines for miles, with builders cutting stairs directly into cliffsides rather than going around them. They also established a high-speed communication network. By building large fireboxes on elevated mesas, they could send line-of-sight visual signals covering over 80 miles, instantly connecting the Central Canyon to distant communities. This network concentrated tremendous wealth. When excavators opened a sealed chamber known as Room 33 inside Pueblo Bonito, they found a handful of elaborate burials surrounded by tens of thousands of turquoise beads and pendants, more turquoise than has been found in the rest of the canyon combined. Alongside the turquoise were exotics imported from deep within Mesoamerica. Excavators found the remains of live scarlet macaws and specialized cylindrical ceramic vessels. Chemical testing on these specific vases revealed traces of cacao, evidence of imported drinking chocolate brought from over 1,000 miles away. The combination of immense wealth, imported goods, and massive empty structures points directly to a seasonal pilgrimage destination. A matrilineal elite likely resided in the canyon, controlling regional trade and directing the bursts of monumental construction. What happened to stop this multi-generational, highly organized society? The answer was preserved in the very timbers the Chacoans hauled across the desert. By examining the varied widths of tree rings, scientists can extract an incredibly precise timeline of the region's historical rainfall. The records locked in that wood show that starting in 1130 CE, a devastating 50-year drought settled over the San Juan Basin. Farming in Chaco Canyon required capturing and channeling sparse seasonal runoff. A half-century without rain pushed this agricultural system past its limit, likely undermining the ritual credibility of the elite who were supposed to ensure the rains came. Construction ground to a halt, but the archaeological record shows no signs of a violent collapse. Instead, it reflects a calculated, systemic decision to pack up and migrate away from the canyon, seeking out more reliable water sources. For generations, a popular historical myth has claimed that the builders of Chaco Canyon mysteriously vanished into thin air. But in 2017, genomic DNA sequencing of remains found in the canyon provided hard scientific proof to the contrary. The ancient genes match directly with modern Pueblo populations living in the region today, like the Pucuris Pueblo. This genetic data aligns with the oral histories of nations like the Hopi and the Navajo, which have always detailed ancient migrations out of the canyon and across the Southwest. The engineers of Chaco Canyon never vanished. Faced with an impossible climate, they adapted and rebuilt. Their descendants are still here, and their culture remains alive and sovereign in the American Southwest today.